What is up, tube users? I'm the stereotypical gamer, and welcome back to another fantastically fun games for under $15. Today, we are talking about Sker Ritual. This was a game that I played the demo for not too long ago, and I really enjoyed the demo. So when I saw that it went on sale for just at that $15 price point, I had to get it because it was a really fun and one of the most replayable demos that I've played. I played through it like multiple times. Other demos I usually just play through it once and then it's done, but this one had a lot of replayability and it was a lot of fun. What I really enjoy about this game is it just kind of has the simplistic gameplay style of like the early Call of Duty Zombies games, where it's not like overly complex, all the different things, you're just surviving waves against zombies, but then it has its own thing, you know, there's like these different missions that you have to do, there's an entire story arc going through each of the different maps, which is really interesting, and there's an overall objective. It's not just survive, although I think there is like unlimited rounds that you can survive technically. There is actually like a story mission to progress through in each level, which is really cool. And I really enjoyed the like layers of secrecy that are built into each level. So basically you start out and you have like your main objectives that you go through to progress through the storyline of the mission. And then you have like little collectibles that will like give you lore and will give you extra XP and stuff after the mission, which is really cool. And then you have these other things that I know are something because you can interact with them and do different things, but what they do I'm not quite sure on, and each level that I've played so far has these kind of things, and it feels like it's like an overarching secret within the mission, and just trying to figure that out is really interesting, and I just am really intrigued by the kind of secrecies that are built into each map. And you know, with a first-person shooter game, the two main things that need to be good for them is movement and the gunplay, and both are phenomenal with this game. I think all the guns feel really good. The kind of secret weapons that you can get in like the mystery box and the kind of upgraded weapons that you'll find are really fun to use, and the movement overall is super smooth. I love the movement in this game and just how simplistic yet fluid it feels. And I really like the kind of small implementation of roguelike elements that they added to this game. So you have 4 different abilities that you can use. I don't know if you can change them out or anything like that, but basically you have a grenade ability that recharges after a certain amount of time. You have a melee ability, you have like a health potion ability, and you have like a close AoE ability to like get you out of certain situations where a lot of enemies are on top of you. And after each round, I believe, you get these miracle points, and you can use them to, you'll have like 3 different like things that you can upgrade, and just kind of depending on what kind of build you want to go for, you can build into different things, which is really cool. And it gives just, it's not like that much of a difference. Like, I don't think you necessarily need to use the miracle points in order to like do the high level waves and stuff like that, but it just adds a little bit of flavor to each round. It makes them even more unique than they already are. I also really enjoyed the kind of puzzles that are tied to some of the main story objectives in the missions. They're pretty simplistic overall, but I think they kind of need to be, because for the most part, trying to solve these puzzles, I have like a horde of enemies just chasing me, and so I'm just trying not to die while solving these things. So having a simplistic puzzle where I at least need to do a little bit of thinking in order to solve it is nice. But there are some things that I dislike about this game, so let's get into some of the bad aspects. One kind of core aspect that I'm not a huge fan of in terms of gameplay-wise is just how I have to kind of manage the wave survival with doing these story objectives. I feel like I find myself having to have one enemy left at the end of waves and then go and do a bunch of story missions while there's just one enemy, so I don't have to worry about the wave survival too much. And I find myself doing that in a lot of different ways, because I think just after a certain amount of time that one enemy just dies, and so you just have to go through into the next round and stuff like that. And it's really frustrating because I want to get through these story objectives quickly so I don't get overwhelmed by enemies later on, but just kind of balancing that was really frustrating for me. And while I like the overall kind of theme of things inside the maps themselves, the overall map design is kind of confusing. I haven't played through all of the maps. I've played through the first couple, and I find myself, once I've unlocked all the rooms and I've kind of ran around a bit, I find myself getting lost a lot. I wish that there was just more things once you unlock a room, like give it like more of a theme to it, just so I understand that, okay, this is the part of the map that I'm going through right now, because it does kind of loop itself in a figure eight most of the maps that I've played, but just trying to get to certain areas and figure out where I am exactly is kind of confusing, especially early on. My only other complaint is that I just didn't like the placement of different things on the HUD. I think overall it just kind of feels odd. Like, you have your like ultimate ability twice on the HUD itself, and it just is kind of unnecessary, and the colors of the different points and stuff like that kind of blend into the background a bit, and I don't know, I just feel like it could be a little bit better than what it is right now. But overall, the good by far outweighs the bad in this game. I absolutely love this game because it just brings me back to the old Call of Duty Zombies games. I don't think I can play any of the new ones just because of the price tag that is attached to Call of Duty games nowadays, and to have something that just feels like Call of Duty Zombies for a $15 price tag that has its own story and its own unique gameplay style, while also just having that similar feel and like just knowing what to do in the game, is really nice, and I really enjoy it. I think this game did a really great job of taking the good aspects of the Call of Duty Zombies formula and replacing the bad aspects with their own unique things to just create this unique Call of Duty Zombies-like game that is its own thing and is really fun and really enjoyable. And I really like the things that they added to kind of freshen up the pace of the wave survival gameplay aspects, because I think overall wave survival does get kind of boring and stale after a while. While it is fun to try and get to like these super high rounds with a lot of zombies that have a lot of health, it does get boring once you just kind of have the formula of how to survive a round. But then this game adds these story missions, and I believe that there's like an ending actually to the mission. Plus there's all these different secrets to kind of just explore and figure out and solve, and I just really enjoy that there's all of these different things to do while also trying to survive. And another interesting thing that I like about this game is the different level up systems that they have. So I think you have like a base character level up system, and you can use that to like get new customizations for your character itself. And then you have each weapon has its own leveling system, and as long as you're using the weapons during the level, you'll get XP for that. And then I think each map also has its own kind of like XP system that you can use for something. I'm not sure what you get for leveling up a map, but it is kind of intriguing, and I like that there's all these kind of different level systems that kind of work in tandem with each other, because you're going to be leveling up your character as you're leveling up weapons and stuff like that, but they offer their own unique rewards, which is really cool. And yeah, I really do enjoy that this game is just a breath of fresh air into the first-person shooter wave survival genre of games, which pretty niche genre, and I think it's been dominated by Call of Duty Zombies for a long time. But to have a game that has all of those similar aspects, like if you played Call of Duty Zombies before, you can kind of pick up and get into this game no problem. And I really enjoy that about this, but I like that it also has its own unique style to it and makes it its own. That's really fun. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment any other fantastically fun games you know of for under $15, and I'll definitely check them out. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to end this way.